You know, my first PIA was really cool because I'd heard so much about the legendary Ted Strong. So 6 years ago, I got to meet you here at PIA, and I'd like to say we've become friends. Had a couple of jumps out of airplanes together, and I'm never going to forget we were on a plane together. And do you remember you said to me, "Well, you'll be safe with us, young man," or something? You called me youngster or whatever.
Hey, you were videoing all the senior citizens jumping. That's why.
Yeah, but that was a lot of fun. I think that was a Pioneer Sport parachuting. Yeah, and we had some good talks about you at the Jumpers Over 70 event not too long ago up at Elsinore. I'd hoped we'd see you up there. But,
I didn't make that one. No.
Well, based on what I see here, it looks like Strong Enterprises is going strong as ever. No pun intended.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's okay.
It works. It works.
Yeah.
So what's new with you this year?
Oh, geez. Well, we're introducing two new things. So one of them is a new tandem system, and that's up in front there. So it's much lighter and smaller and more compact than the others.
We'll take a step up there in just a second then.
Okay. And that's one. And the other thing, we've designed a new static line system for the military. You know, the old traditional one with the container and the static line stowed back and forth and that on. It completely takes that, and that's a 70-year-old thing there, bringing it up into the 21st century. So it's been fun to work on, that concept.
All right, so tell me a little bit about what's going on with this new tandem system.
Well, tandem system has got, reserve on top, main on the bottom, just like everything. 3 rings, risers. We completely redesigned the pad, so it looks nice, sleek, modern. The other dual hawk system that we've had for 25 years, since 2004, so 26 years or so, maybe 7 years. Anyway, this is completely different, the same as far as that, but different as far as looks and size and fit and that. The reserve is a 366 square foot, reserve canopy, elliptical, same as the main. You pro pack it. You don't flat pack it the way we did the master canopy.
Okay.
And we liked that at the time, but that's 25 years ago. Time marches on. So that's what. Easy inspection. You flip this up. You can turn on your Cypress, your AED. This is a little thing right in here where you have a ring in that. It goes around the ripcord pin. This is your RSL. We call it the air anchor, or it's attached to the air anchor. The air anchor, if you cut away, it activates this. It activates a reserve. Well, the air anchor works either whichever has the most amount of drag, either the canopy departing or the reserve pilot chute coming out. So it really does form, either or. It's simple. It's we have a patent application on it. We first did it probably in 1995 or so on PowerPoint canopies where you cut, you're jumping off a hill and all this and doing it. So, and then we just let it, sit dormant. But it's so simple, and there's only a couple of rings and a little flex pin, and so we thought, Anyway, we jumped it a lot, and I've done, a fair amount of jump tests on it, so I'm completely confident.
Now, you're already selling these into the market, though, aren't you?
We're ready to sell it on the market, and it'll probably be selling by, we're taking orders now. We'll probably be delivering by late May, early June. So they can get this season or so out of it.
Now, for tandem instructors, they have to change up anything with their rating program because of the new container type, or?
No. The drogue is still attached in the same location. The handles work the same. We have done one, change. We put the release handle for the drogue. We put it on the lower left or so, rather than on the on the upper. We had 2 of them on the upper right there, so it's down there. We still look at tandem as being really a training device, to train somebody how to do it, and even your little old ladies that are jumping, they can still reach up and get a toggle and turn left and turn right and have the satisfaction that they did something for it. Wow, that's going to bring them back the next year on their next birthday to make their second jump. So, the more you get them involved in it, the easier it is for you, the instructor, and the better they enjoy it, the better they're going to talk to the ladies club or so and bring the other ladies out. That's, that keeps our sport going. Just selling a ride, a carnival ride is not the way that we like to envision tandem ought to go. So, yeah.
Well, I'd say you know a little bit about what the original vision for tandems was.
Yeah. What was that? I missed that. Sorry.
No, that's fine. What I was saying is I think if anybody knows what the original vision of what tandem was intended to be, it would be you.
Yeah. Well, we always looked at it as as an introductory jump for your starting to skydive. If you only make one introductory jump, you still get all the experience and knowledge of how to handle yourself, how to handle it. Why not? I mean, you let a student, passenger steer, and what are they going to do? Run into a tree at 3,000 feet in the air? Come on, And if they do something wrong, you slap them up the side of the head and you take away toggles away and you go on. But not letting them do anything is it just doesn't make sense, So that's I'm so. I just feel so strongly about that, pardon the pun. I just can't believe it, So anyway, that's how we are with tandem. This is nice, light. It'll do all the stuff you wanted to do. We've changed the harness, so it's a adjustable harness for the tandem instructor. Still the same 3D rings that we have. We've incorporated the ear anchor, so it's another level of safety. It's a nice smaller pack. It will take the 425 reserve, the master reserve, if somebody wants to keep with that reserve and do it. Frankly, that's a real nice reserve. I like it. It's easy to handle when you jump in it and all that. So, and that's the system. That's one of our new things. Okay.
So I guess this is the new military system.
This is a new military static line system that we. Let me get on the other side.
Okay. It looks incredibly different. Out at Elsinore, I see a lot of military static line. Mm-hmm. This is not normal.
Well, normally you see a whole bunch of the static line showing on the outside and that, and it may come off. You may slip it. Get it caught in the webbing in the aircraft. But that's been such a tradition with the military for the last 60, 70 years. It's been hard to break that type of concept or whatever. So even though we've made attempts at updating the container and that, we still left the concept with an 80-pound brake cord to tie it shut and all the other stoves or so like that. We thought, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a way. Well, with Marty Jones coming on board with us, we get talking about it. Yeah, there is a better way. So we designed, he did most of the design work, but let's say Strong Enterprises designed. This is a piggyback. This has a Set 10 XL in it. It's an extra large canopy, and it doesn't look like it's extra large.
No, not at all. It looks like a non-traditional sport rig almost.
Well, it is, and we've taken the static line snap, and that's just inside here. So this is a little pocket for it there. So that's it. So this you take up, and it can either hook it up left side or right side on it. So that's hooked up. But when this is attached, in the aircraft, and then you're using it, you take out as much as you need, and we'll pull this flap down so you can get a look at how it's stowed on the inside here.
Nice.
You can see how the
very
static
clean
line is backed and forth on it. It's really nice, very clean. We didn't tie the container together with 80-pound brake cord. All that does is, it gives you 80 pounds of pull, but it leaves a piece of 80-pound tape on the drop zone along with all the other ties and that. So what we did, we've taken and we put a flex pin stow right on it, right here. Now let's see if we can take it and pull that right up. And that when we pull that up, it's going to open up the container. That's only after all your stows have unstowed or so and open. So it's locked right here with a positive loop. We're so used to doing that on our sport rigs, and even when our sport rigs are static line deployed, we're using this same thing. So there's been years and years of usage on this type of system here. No brake cord, no stuff. It's really good. The other thing, and let's see, I could probably open this pack up, and then if you don't mind them,
sure.
Okay, the static line, it just pulls right out in a flash. Okay, when it's
I see how that works. So basically, this is replacing the closing pin.
That's right, and this is going to take and pull this right out. On the deployment bag itself, that has a little vane on it, and it has a vane on it so you don't get it spinning the prop blast, and it pulls it out uniformly. So it's attached right. The apex is attached right to the top, and if you're going off to one side, it's pulling this side to keep with you, so it's not allowing it to spin one side or the other, forward or back. So works really nice, really good. This is a design that we've had for a number of years, and I do have to admit, we did not invent this. This came out of New Zealand. They have some really neat ideas too. So we call it the sort of like the New Zealand bag or so on that. So that's how it is. It still has stows in here. There's no brake cord or whatever on it, and it pulls it right up and goes from there.
More clean for the drop zone.
Very
It's
clean,
looks like it's a little faster to put together actually too.
And it is. It's
very clean.
It's very user friendly. For the Reserve. We want to take a look at the Reserve?
Absolutely.
I'm not going to open up the Reserve, but I'll show you the container. So it'd take an actor, a while for us to put it together again. But that's right around in front. I tell you what, we could just turn this right around.
That
here.
works even better.
There we go. Look at that Reserve container. By golly. A high point of attachment right here for the for the wearer or so. It has risers that's on it. It's got our 26-foot military LOPO that's in it. Single-handed pin on it. You look at this and you say, wow, okay, that's pretty neat. This is a very, very unique combination of how it's activated.
Oh yeah, I see. Whoop whoop.
Shit.
I saw that come.
Hey, Marty. Did I flunk the course?
Well, at least we know it works.
Okay, now I'm going to have to get an instruction from my boss right here. So.
You know a rigger that can repack that Ted?
I know. We'll put it in the fast pack thing over there. Oh, we're packing this in.
It was broke when I got here.
Yeah, right. 26-foot mid-light canopy. It fits in a nice, sleek container. The canopy is not attached to the container, so that when this canopy goes up, it doesn't pull the Reserve up into your, the Reserve container up into your face. It stays right there and it goes down. So it's very user-friendly when you're wearing it like that or so.
Nice.
What's supposed to happen, and when this is closed right here, to activate that, it's got a single flex pin right in it, right here, and that slides up and down here. So really, if you knew what you were doing and you weren't like me, you could take and rotate it around and take a look at it and do an inspection on it. But it's activated either in any direction.
Right.
It'll take and pull it up and close it.
What's a unique tuck tab type system as well?
Very nice, and it's very clean, very nice looking. Yeah. Outside of us, messed it all up. Got the
That was awesome. Well, at least we know it's in date.
Yeah,
Or gonna be.
It will be.
We serve at 6:30
Oh, jeez.
Terrific.
What else are we doing?
Anything happened with the Quasars or any of the sport rigs changed up?
The sport rig has not changed very much, except it's made it prettier. But we will be putting the air anchor on it as well. We haven't really got that on it yet. We're doing the
Let me stop you there, Ted. Obviously, I know what the air anchor is. We've talked about it, but you got a lot of people watching out there that don't know what an air anchor is. You want to explain real quick what that is?
Sure. Well, the air anchor is a device. It's what's commonly known as the MARD, M-A-R-D, main assist
activated.
reserve activation or deployment. Whichever has the most amount of pull, most amount of drag when you're either cut away or activate your reserve, takes over. So if you cut away from a streamer and that doesn't have much drag, your pilot chute pops out and that has more drag, that takes over and deploys your reserve. Or so if your main canopy is in you're blowing half the canopy up and it's got a lot of drag, you cut away, that still has drag, that goes, then it disconnects the pilot chute, and the reserve, the main is what opens up the reserve on that. So it's either or. There's probably 30 different situations you can think of, and whether it's going to be the pilot chute assist or so, or the pilot chute that does the deployment, or the main canopy going the deployment. But either one. But it's almost like, well, I think it's foolproof because there's no really secret devices on it. It's a simple little two-ring situation where one ring doesn't fit over the other, and whichever creates the most amount of tension or so on it is what takes over and deploys the reserve canopy. So
That's been a hot topic for the last couple of years in especially sports skydiving is the main assisted reserve systems or the MARDs.
Well, what we'll do is when we get back from the show here, so we'll probably do some table shots and video or so of deploying it in both ways, and then we'll show some live jumps. Table so you can stop and talk about it as it goes. Live jump to see that pum pum right from one to the other. It really is pretty good and pretty fast. I mean, one of the videos we have of one of the first jumps that I did on it. I mean, he's still videoing me as it's coming down, and I'm underneath a full reserve canopy, and you can still still see the main, canopy in the same picture and he's pretty close.
So you're still acting as a test dummy.
Well, yeah, I look at it not testing as evaluation. You take a car for a test ride, you don't take a parachute for a test jump. You take it for an evaluation jump or so.
Nice philosophy.
At least I think I probably got that from some lawyer someplace. So, yeah.
Well, I think the really cool part is the fact that you're one of the pioneers in the sport, and you're still very active as a skydiver.
Well, I try to be. Yeah, I like it. I've been around it a long time. It's sort of like a hobby that I had that just went crazy and out of control. So I'm still at it.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but before we came to PIA, I put a question up on dropzone.com asking people if you could ask any question of anybody at the PIA show, what would you ask? Mm-hmm. Your name came up. You ready for this one?
Oh, I don't know.
I heard a story that approximately 1 year before the first baton pass occurred, you were involved in something like that.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're testing my memory bank now. That's in 1958, up in Massachusetts at Taunton, Mass. I probably had, in Massachusetts that year, I probably had 50 attempts at trying to pass a baton. And that was all probably I must have, my first year I made about 90 jumps, and we tried and pass it. And we track into each other, and one of us would have the stick or so, and that hand it out, and we go shooting right by each other. So what happened? And then one time we were having a head-on collision, and I ducked down. I felt something hit my leg or so, and opened up, came into the ground, landed, and the other guy landed too. He had blood coming down the side of his nose. My foot hit him, and nosebleed and all that. All this is under round canopies and chest packs and all that. But I think he and I ended up, after about 20 or 30 attempts, damn near killing each other. We finally got one, but I think it was the third one in the United States, not the first or anything like that. It was the third, yeah. So anyway.
It's still early on.
Yeah, it was about
1958 or so.
It was 50. It's either 58 or 59. Yeah, right around there. Yeah.
I think that's well before a lot of the people that are jumping today were even born. Ted, it is always a pleasure and an honor to speak with you.
Okay, well, thank you, Doug.
To see you.
Okay, it's good.
Look forward to seeing you in the sky.
Okay.
Take care.
Okay, you too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Ted Strong, everybody.